Hello, my name is Dan Hansen, and I'm a Director of Technical Marketing for Cisco's Computing Systems Product Group. This video is first in a series that is intended to show some unique advantages that we offer with Cisco's Unified Computing Solution. This is a table of contents where we'll run through a high level of the breakouts and framework for this video series. All of these videos are being targeted as a very short, easy to review session, and we'll start off with the baseline. UCS is a stateless computing infrastructure where we decouple the server instance and definition from the hardware that is hosting it. We have stateless connectivity where we virtualize all the cables, adapters, devices that we're connected to, along with the actual server itself, many of the settings, identities, and existence of the devices. We offer a dual fabric design for redundancy and traffic engineering. These server definitions are called service profiles in the UCS. A rough analogy for this could be along the lines of a virtual machine definition, such as a VMX or a VHD or the like, where we're actually calling out how a server is actually built and can make modifications to these servers. We also template these at the bare metal level, template these service profile definitions for later consumption. We can pool the hardware independent of physical location on the system, and all of the items that we call out here from LAN, storage, fabric, security, etc. is really rolled into this data model of what a server is. The fundamental goal is to get to a really high level of automation and programmatic behavior around the compute and the infrastructure that the compute is attached to. The goal of this series is really to bring out the what is different. Not offer so much a training infrastructure, there's many other locations for that, but what do we do differently? What was our motivation for doing it differently? What are the benefits that we assert are gained by doing it differently? The idea is to hopefully make that very clear. We show these operational tasks and how they become simpler with UCS. And we do it from the perspective of the actual administrator and their operational tasks that they do on a day-to-day basis. The idea is to help the viewer become more familiar with the aspects that are a little bit unique on the UCS. And for existing customers, they may be using this already. Might not be using these yet. Others could be using. This provides a baseline of knowledge to the new users, and again, tidbits for the more experienced ones. We want to show how the consolidation, automation, virtualization, we move this off of slideware, where you have icons, boxes, circles, arrows, things like that, to actual screenshots of day-to-day tasks and operations. Now we have different sections within this series. The first is called the server section, the S numbers for easy categorization, where we talk about blade and rack server. Now we also included in that talk about other form factors, such as our all-in-one form factors with the UCS Mini, and another one is the UCS M series, which is a cartridge compute offering. All of that rolls up into the server area. Then we have another dedicated area for our standalone rack servers that are not UCS managed. Our assertion is that those have some of their own values that are out there over traditional offerings. We have I/O focused sections, security focused sections. Security is top of mind when we're talking about converged infrastructures. The raw infrastructure content around facilities and the physical plant, physical deployment models of the solution. And then we go into the actual solutions content. These are the prepackaged, expert-built solutions for running certain business workloads on top of UCS, moving beyond the stack of just the hardware. This is a series that is constantly being modified and added to, and we'll have additional groups going forward. So I'm not going to go through every outline or every detail in this table of contents. They're called out here. But in general, what we're going to do is run through this series with each of these videos, usually ranging somewhere between 5 and maybe on the outlier 14 minutes. But the goal again was to be very focused and to the point around what we do that is different in some of these areas. When we talk about some of this, we talk about the aspects from the OS provisioning side, from the infrastructure viewpoint, all of those as they apply into the server area in this particular section of this document. And so you'll see we have a total of 25 today, more coming. That's why there's the gaps there for planning. But we have these laid out for people to focus in on the areas that they're really wanting to learn more about. In the rack server content, we have this list here. And again, this is without UCS Manager being involved, but still showing unique capabilities of those standalone UCS rack mount servers in a customer environment. On the I/O side, you'll see a call out of the advantages. Moving beyond simply a convergence of the fabric or a unification of this fabric into more advanced operations, and as they apply to networking characteristics, policy, security, etc., traffic analysis, etc., you'll see these called out within these series. Some are much longer in the tooth. They've been developed longer in the past. Some are more recent. And that's simply a bandwidth issue in producing the actual videos. All of this is available today on the UCS system. So we also talk through storage and other segmentation concepts in these videos, with real examples showing what actually happens if we try to move beyond our traffic segment, etc. We're also bringing in some later technologies on some of our newer product offerings, such as the UCS, the 3000 storage server, some of our flash, and then some storage constructs that this model is actually moving into. When we move into the security side, you'll see the outline here, where we talk again about maintaining segmentation, isolation, security zones within a unified infrastructure. Many times this would have to be air-gapped, and with UCS the assertion is that that no longer is the case. So we'll also talk through some of the security certifications and what is out there and where we're really at as of the time that the video was produced. On the infrastructure side of the house, we go into the facilities, some of the deployment models on top of UCS, how we do the environmentals of the platform, some of the adjacent management tool sets to actually emulate the environment or to model the environment, and the common infrastructure baselines for these elements. And then we finish up at least this portion of this with the solutions content. On these integrated stacks or solutions on top of integrated stacks, we run through some of these advantages as outlined here on the screen. To recap, this table of contents of the UCS Advantage series is meant to give a brief outline of the content that will follow, developed again over the course of 3 generations of these videos, with many more to come. Hope you enjoy them and get some value out of them. For more information, you can go to www.cisco.com/go/UCS and get more content around this and other videos pertaining to UCS Advantage. Thank you.